She's Colombian because I'm gonna make a reference to how do I look compared to a regular Colombian. Because I am born to a Haitian father and a Colombian mother. So growing up, my physical appearance was completely different to my mom's side of the family, right? My curls, at the time, 40 years ago, curls were not in style like they are right now, right? Like nobody in my family was curly. My skin was, I would say, 4 to 5 shades darker than anyone else in my family. So I grew up looking very different. I actually have a little image of how I looked when I was a child. So that's my mom, that's my dad. So imagine I am 7 years old, and it's a sunny Sunday, and we are in my uncle's Jeep. We're going to visit my grandmother. So there is the 6 cousins at the time. I had my cousin Paola, my cousin Andrea, my cousin Carolina, Liliana, and my brother. And we're playing, in the car, the road is like that, like you see over there. And we're just making fun. We're doing jokes and all that. And at some point, we started talking like, hey, how's the longest you've had your hair has been? Sometimes I think faster than what I want to say. So I just, if you see me stumbling, that's why. So then they come, the longest that I've had my hair is to this point. And then my other cousin, oh, no, to me it's this point. And they looked at me because, it was my time. And I said, the longest that I've had my hair is up to here. And they did exactly the same that you did. But for that 7-year-old, I was like, uh-oh, I'm weird because my hair is not growing the same way. And that very day was the day that I wanted to become invisible. Because I didn't know how to deal with that at the time. And from that point on, I did everything in my hands to not be seen. So fast forward a few years, and I picked a career that that was perfect for me to not be around people. I was in a research lab. I was in a mic. I was just like doing studies and then sending papers and all that. And it was great, right? Now, I just want to know, who of you here have ever wanted to be invisible? You don't have to tell me yet. Because it's safer to be invisible than to be truly seen. You don't have to tell me, if that's your wish. But at some point, that was where I was. Now, right now, in the current day and age, with this social media explosion, we see so many stories of people having success cases, being successful, making money, flying airplanes, buying the houses for the whole family and things like that. And it gets very intriguing. It's like, oh, that's what it would be great to at least know what people do. And at the same time, it could get very daunting, right? How often should we post? Should we be present in one social media platform or in many at the time? Should I hire someone? Should I do it myself? What about renewing that website that Emily was talking about? Right? Oh, how about the logo? I want to redo my logo. What happens is there are so many people, and I've seen throughout the years with leaders that I've worked, that they have done such a great job in their lives that gets very daunting. Because at the end of the day, to be able to keep up with all the new styles and things to do in social media is like, oh my God, that's way too much. I have a business to run. And at the same time, it comes with that feeling of, that looks like it's not me. Like, should I look certain way so that way people give me likes and, I get followers and things like that. And the reality is I've come to see a lot of people who have the thousands of followers, who have the thousands of likes, that they still do not have the results they really want. Sometimes they don't even have the money to pay the rent at the end of the month. They get things for free, for sure, gifts and trips and things like that, and at the end of the day, they know they're faking it because there is something that's off. Now, what about if I tell you that you could be a person of influence without being an influencer? Would you be interested to find out? Because the truth is that leadership is the new personal branding. So instead, in focusing, how should I look in order to have more likes, more people coming to me, more people, interacting? Well, so you're doing this, so you're doing that. It's just focusing in two things that I'm going to share with you. The first one is your vision, right? When your leadership comes from your vision, then you communicate what's the legacy you want to leave in this world. So it's not so much about validating and getting the approval of others, it's to really using social media as the channel, and your online and your in-person presence as the channel to share what's your vision. So a client of mine, her name is Jen, she might or might not be in this room. She was a successful therapist specialized in eating disorders for over 20 years, right? She had a booming practice, and deep down inside, she knew that there was something else that she could do in order to completely heal people who suffer from eating and body issues. And she knew it was not enough for her, right? So doing that work, she really created that vision of, I know it's possible, and it is through a holistic approach. So what she did is she started sharing with people, hey, I have this vision of creating a way of men and women and human beings to do it, changing how they relate to their bodies, involving their family, including meditation, changing their practices, creating community. And through doing that, she went from having a successful one-on-one practice to having a team of 9 people who are supporting her in her vision. And now she doesn't have to go look, and post every day and pay marketing strategies to have clients, we call them participants, coming to her program. Other health professionals are seeing that vision, saying, I want to participate in that. So now, after, it's going to be 3 years, she went from, the one-on-one practice that I told you, having sessions with people here and there, to a full year-long program where she is working with a team, and she, per client, is getting 146 times more income than what she was doing when she was working one-on-one. Now, who here would want to have that kind of influence, right? To get clients that believe in your vision, to have people in your industry joining you and wanting to support you, and then making more money doing less work. Is that enticing? So make sure you share your vision. Because sometimes we get so caught up into doing the daily things that people don't even know what we're doing. They're just like, she's busy. I don't know why. She leaves early in the morning and gets here at night. We don't know, does your family know what you're up to? Do you share them what's your vision? How do you want to live a better world? Most likely, we do not do that. So that's my invitation. Now, number 2, it's about celebration. Being an athlete, something that I see is that the way the athletes celebrate is remarkable, right? They do, jump and touch in the sky, and some of them have some, how do you call it, ways they do the dabbing, they do dancing, they hurdle, they go into the floor, and they do all those things. And most people would think, oh, they do it because they just want to call attention to themselves. Now, think for a minute. How long does it take for a high-performance athlete to train to get to that big tournament? Years. 4 years, a lifetime, to having 10 seconds where they are going to see what happens, right? Sometimes they get injuries. They don't spend time with their family. They don't go to parties because they have to wake up early to go to practice. So whenever they accomplish that, whatever crazy thing they do, they're celebrating because they only know what happened to them in order to get there, what they have to put aside, right? Now, my invitation is that you celebrate your accomplishments that way. Not like, oh yeah, I did it. Oh, I had a new client. How about you? Yes! I had this new client. I did it. How about if you allow your body to feel the triumph? We all feel connected to the hero's journey, right? We all want the good one to win because we know their struggle. So I'll invite you to do that to yourself. Would you guys want to do that with me? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so I'm gonna share something. So there is 2 parts, right? And it's called using the bragging rights, which is a term that I love, that I learned here living in the States. By the way, that's the title of my book, Use Your Bragging Rights. And it has 2 parts. The first part, and I want you to think, something that you are proud of, that you have accomplished. It doesn't matter the size, how long ago it was. And now think of what was one of the obstacles or the biggest obstacle that you overcome. Well, okay, you know what I mean. to get that, okay? So then what you do is that you share the 2 sides of the accomplishment. Because sometimes we just want to show like, hey, this is what I did. Look at my car. Look at my house. Look at the trip. Rather than, I've been saving this long to get this. Scott earlier, right? Like, I had to get rejected first, like the bad rejection, to be able to accomplish this. So how about if you always share that? Okay, so you remember that little girl at the beginning that wanted to be invisible, right? So this girl, and I always get like this, is here talking to you. The one that never wanted to be in front of people, and the one that never believed I could do it in English, to an English-speaking audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this little exercise. So for that, I need you to, step out, stand up, step up. And we're going to listen to this music, and I want you to celebrate with your body. Remember all the times that you have worked, that you have doubts in yourself. And start celebrating. You did it. You're in business. Nobody knows what it takes. You can jump. Yes, you can jump. You can jump. You can scream. Yes. Yes. Exactly. You deserve it. You deserve it. Can you feel your body right now? Yeah. That is how you feel when you use your bragging rights. And as we have been talking the whole day, people want to be around of someone who irradiates this kind of pride, who irradiates this owning who we are. And I'm like holding it like this. Okay, so I hope, like, if you forget everything that I've said, most likely, do not forget about using your bragging rights. Thank you. Thank you.